Alright everyone, this is Flatout for the Nintendo Wii, and you may be thinking, wait a minute, haven't I heard this game before? Yes, this was a game that was on the PC, then on the PS2. Wait, was it on the PS2? I think it was on the PS2. It was also on the PSP, and also on the 360, and the original Xbox. This was a game that was actually kind of popular at the time. It was really one of the only racing games that was a destruction derby style of racing game that had a more realistic tone to it. Which I mean, you know, with the damage models and things like that. And the game looked really good at the time. Fast forward to 2010, 2011 now, and someone else bought the license for Flatout, bought the name, and Zoo Entertainment bought it, and the developer Team 6, which is a well-known budget developer. They made games like Speed, Glacier, 2 and 3, and this game. This is a budget title, I should say. When I mean budget, I mean one of those $20 games that you find in a bin somewhere in a store that they just happen to have some copies around. Now, I have to say, I never played budget games before on the Wii. And, you know, I've seen videos of budget games, and they look kind of crappy. And this, however, is kind of half and half. It's kind of crappy, but it's also kind of fun at the same time. Now, there are several different modes in this game. What you're watching right now is the race mode. There's also a demolition derby mode. There's also Stunt Mode, which this was one of the features that made the Flatout games really popular, which is that you drive on this ramp and then you fling your guy out of the car, and then you can either do particular stunts or certain objectives, like trying to land on a particular target for the highest score possible. Things like that. That's in here. And surprisingly, Team 6 captured that aspect really well. That's actually the best part of this game. And, but, like I said, it's 50-50 on here. There are some not so great aspects of this game, and there are only some so-so sections in this game. This game is really all over the place in terms of how fun it is. The racing is by far the absolute weakest. First of all, you only race against 3 other cars. And one thing you might notice, which is going to be nitpicking right now, but there's no guy in the driver's seat. There's no one in the car. That includes the computer-controlled cars. The only mode that you actually see someone inside the car is the stunt mode, which kind of makes sense because you have to fling a guy out of the car. What doesn't make sense is why they're not in these other modes. I don't know if they're just trying to make it look safer for kids, but I mean, come on. It's a demolition style racing game. Cars are going to get beat up, and just have the guys in the cars when you're racing. But that part is really nitpicking. The biggest problem with the racing is the fact that the computer-controlled cars in this game are kind of weak. There's no difficulty settings, so you just pick a race, and you go. But unfortunately, not only they drive too slow, but they're not that great of drivers in this game. You know, I'm just playing normally. I mean, I'm not really trying. Yeah, I'm using some boosts and everything like that. But you know, like after the first lap, if you're in first place, you can pretty much screw around while racing, and you'll still win first place, because either the CPU drivers will just constantly crash into everything, and then cause themselves to die out, or they're just driving so slow that it takes longer just to wait for them to catch up to you than to just finish the damn race. See, there you can see there's no guy in the car. Now, of course, I have like about 20 minutes worth of video of this game. Now, assuming you want to just sit here and watch this game for like 20 minutes, but I'm trying to make a point here. Within the first half hour, you'll pretty much see what this game has to offer. Now, this particular part here that's going in really slow motion is a slow-mo feature that you can... Well, what you're supposed to do is, you know, if you have other cars, you can use that to line up the shot and hit the other cars. But because, like I said, the computer-controlled cars are not that great and they drive too slow, you're not really going to be using that. Now, there are several different tracks. You know, there's 4 different locations, and each one of them, I believe, are 4 different races. There are 12 locations, well, 12 tracks. I'll read the back of the box. With more fun, more action, and more destruction than ever before the Wii, I put that in parentheses, Flatout brings you straight to the streets as you race for glory with 12 locations, 4 game modes, and the ability to customize your car. The action will never end. Or at least as much as what $20 will buy you. Choose one of 12 unique weapons in Car Basher mode as you try to destroy your competition. Lock the pedal to the floor and keep your hands on the wheel. You're in for a bumpy ride. And there's another paragraph, but that's in a different language, which is pretty much what I just read. So yeah, they try to make it look really awesome. Now, one gripe I will say: if you look at the package of Flatout, in the back of the box, on the top right corner, you got those little icons for different control methods. Okay, it says, all right, there you can play up to 2 players. You can use the Wii wheel, and it has support of the classic controller. Unfortunately, that part there with the classic controller, it's not really true. I've looked in the manual, I looked in the options. There is no option to use a classic controller. I even looked in the game manual, which I rarely do for games. I rarely even look at the game manual, but because I looked in the back of the box and I said, "Oh, great! I don't have to tilt the stupid Wii remote to steer, because that's how you steer in the game. I can just use the classic controller. Sweet. That's not bad for a $20 game." That is a lie. I don't know why they put that. It must be a mistake. Maybe I should send an email to the company saying, I kind of bought this game with the intention of using the classic controller, but there's no option, or at least I can't find it. But I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think I should do with this. Anyway, what you're looking at here is the Demolition Derby mode. Let me find out the actual name. This is how much research I do before I start talking about games. I have to look through the manual while doing this recording. Battle Arena. Alright, that's how they call it. Alright. Almost nothing beats a spectacular show where car parts are flying through the air. A nice old school destruction derby will be your favorite game mode. I do have to say, this particular mode is actually fun. The only problem with it is that there's only one arena, which is what you're seeing right now. Only one. Couldn't there at least be, I don't know, maybe 2 at least? 3, maybe 4 would have been nice. 1? I know this is supposed to be a budget title, but come on, give some variety. Not only that, but because you're only with 7 other cars, this arena is actually kind of too large. It's too big for the amount of cars. You know, it should be just like, how about this? What they should have done is take this arena they made and split it up into sections. And just have the same amount of cars, but in smaller arenas. That way there's more time to hit the other cars instead of trying to drive around and try to find them because the arena is so freaking large. That's just me, though. That's just me. Let's see. I think the next mode I show after this, I think would be the Car Basher. I guess I'll talk about that when you actually see that. Alright, I'm in the manual right now. I'm looking under controls. For the race, battle arena, and stunt mode, the controls are as following. Hold the Wii remote as a steering wheel. To steer, rotate the Wii remote as if it were a real steering wheel. Brake, reverse, 1 button. Accelerate, 2 button. Super boost, A button. Handbrake / start drifting, B button. Aggressor mode, up on the control pad, rear view mirror, down on the control pad. Toggle camera modes, left on the control pad. Toggle lights on and off, right on the control pad. Yeah, because that's something that you'll actually notice in this game is you can toggle your headlights on and off. Let's see, respawn, the minus button, like you actually need that. And the pause button is the plus button. For stunt mode only, use the following controls: eject driver, B button, or up on the control pad. Okay, see, I'm really trying here. I'm really trying to fill in 20 minutes here, and it's just really hard to do that with this game because there's not much to talk about in 20 minutes. Let's see, the manual here. There's talk about the different cars. Let's see. Well, I guess I can talk about the graphics. I mean, I've seen worse on the Wii, definitely. For a budget title, for a game that was intended to be a budget title for the Wii, it doesn't look that bad, but it's not an average looking Wii game, let's just put it that way. Though I do like the effect when you do go really fast when you use the speed boost. But, alright. That one's finally over. Now I'm trying to remember what I did after this one. Oh, new car unlocked. Okay, who cares? Oh, okay, I guess I do the stunt mode. There are 2 different areas, and each area has 4 events. Totaling 8 events for the stunt mode. At least the loading screen is not long. I'll give them credit. Now, I do have to say, the stunt mode is the best part of the game. This is the one aspect that they pretty much got spot on and what made the Flatout games really popular. Now, of course, this part here I kind of screwed up because I kind of forgot what the controls were. At least when you do get it right and you control the guy in the air, you just use the D-pad to steer him in the air. You don't have to tilt the Wii remote, any of that crap. Though you are tilting the Wii remote when you are steering the car, which is not bad. The controls in this game are actually really good. I haven't had any complaints about the controls. So when you are steering the guy in the air, it is using the ragdoll physics. So it pretty much acts the same way as in the other Flatout games. And of course I screwed up here. That's right, exploding barrels. When you touch them, they explode. But I screwed up. Let's try this again. Anytime now. There it goes. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can get this right this time. Speed boost. Fling him there. No, I screwed up there. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. Let's try it one more time. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go! And let's try this again for the final time. And of course I hit the barrel, because that just makes complete sense. Speed boost, and now I fling him, and now I'm actually doing it right. This part is actually pretty funny. You know, just watching how the guy reacts in the air and then when he hits the ground. It's just kind of funny. And yes, you can choose the sex of the character. You can choose a guy or a girl. Hits the ground. Ragdoll physics. And, oh, look at that. Perfect. So yeah, that's stunt mode. There's events. And that's the best part of the game, honestly. In list of orders, stunt mode, battle arena, race mode, and then car basher, which is what this is now. Now, this is not necessarily bad, but it's just something that Team 6 decided to implement in the series. Which all it is you pick a weapon and then you just start hitting the car. You just start purposely damaging the car. Which is kind of funny for like 5 minutes, but then that's it. This is just something you use to unlock cars, and that's pretty much it. So I picked a chainsaw, and depending on which weapon you use, some are quicker than others. And when sections of the car light up green, you try to get there as quick as possible and hit it. That way you get extra bonuses. And that's really what Car Basher is. This is it. Like I said, this is kind of funny for a couple minutes and that's it. And the way this works is that you just use the Wii remote and you just go back and forth. You know, you swing the remote up and down, mimicking that you're in the car. And then it's just good old fun, I guess. Good old fun for the entire family as long as you're 13 years old and up. And that's Car Basher. I think I'm going to be doing this for a second time for some reason. Yeah. And I'm going to be using the heavy load. So, in conclusion, is this game worth getting? If you're in the market for a budget game for some reason, there are better racing games out there that you can get for 20 bucks. If you're only a Wii owner, you can spend better money on, say, like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, for example. That's a budget title now. You can find that game for like 20 bucks now. That is a much better game for 20 bucks, and it has online. This one has no online functions at all. So why am I even playing this? Well, I kind of knew this game was being developed. I've always liked the Flatout games. I've always been intrigued with them. I've actually played every single version of it. And even though this is technically a generic game with the Flatout name on it, I do find some enjoyment out of this. If you do get this game, just don't have high expectations for this game. And I think the two modes you'll enjoy the most is the Battle Arena and the Stunt Mode. And honestly, those are the two modes that I've always enjoyed in the other Flatout games, and this is really no different. If Team 6 does make another Flatout game, and they're watching this video, let's just say a couple improvements you can do. One, make the AI drivers much better because they completely suck. Two, have more drivers. You know, stick more cars. And that's it. Wow, I pretty much